Well, it's a great morning. The heat's off for a while. Getting ready to head out to the job and start banging some nails. I'm excited. Cutting wood and banging nails. I'm all about that. I have been for years. So anyway, we're gonna lock up the shop here, and we're gonna get going. How's everybody doing today? I hope you're doing well. Working hard at being happy and making other people happy. That's what it's all about. It really is. All right. So anyway, we're ready to saddle up and start popping. Got the demolition to a point to where we can see what's going on, and so I'm super pumped. 307, how you doing out there? Tasman? Good videos, let me tell you. Anyway, here we are. We're wait a minute. Man, I hate having to slam the brakes on. Everything just goes flying. I think we need to back up here. I do, indeed. You know what the biggest mistake on construction projects is? Lack of information and lack of real data. Even big companies do it. Mid-sized companies do it. Companies with project managers, companies that are able to afford a design team. Well, I challenge anybody on the design team to take what they generate on the computer in the office and build what you put on the computer. Anyway, so we're backing up. And I was just kidding, I'm not going to the job. What we're doing is part of the job that I hate sitting behind desks. I really do. I just hate the business part of it. But this is probably the most important part of any, not like setting a door or something, but we're adding to a deck. We're going to be putting footers in the ground. We're going to be reconfiguring the footprint of the deck. And we can't just fly by the seat of our pants here. So, we're going to be sitting in the office all day. Probably all day tomorrow too. Got a service call today. So here's what we got going on. We have, I'm a computer guy. I can run recording software, and I'm learning how to run video editing software. But I go back to high school drafting class. I sat out on the hot deck yesterday after I had it all off and took real-time measurements. And that is an extremely accurate sketch, if you will, to scale of the footprint of the house and the existing deck. And you can see post locations, the perimeter of the deck. And so basically what we're getting ready for, then it gets transferred over to a much nicer, neater type of scenario. Because again, the building department's going to be looking at this. And you can submit plans and get them approved by the building department, but that doesn't necessarily equate to something that your carpenter can build out in the field. I've had wall sections going. I've gotten designs before where the wall sections have been in a window, and you're just like, what are you doing? So I draw my own plans when I have to, and this is I have to draw my own plans kind of situation. So there's going to be a few pages, and there's going to be an order of operations so that the inspector can read it, and hopefully we'll get approved. They always get their red pen out and add things, but yeah, this has got to be laid out. There's big money going on, and not hundreds of thousands, but thousands, which is big money to me. So that's where we're at. We're sitting here with the mechanic guile pencil and the triangle and the T-square. So what's going to happen with this right now, I have a footprint of the house. And so I'm getting ready to go to Office Max and have about 10 copies of this made. And that way I can draw on it. I've got to get some large paper too, because I was out of my large paper. But I've got to do elevational drawings because our drop at the far end of the deck, there we go, I found the word, is 9 feet. There's going to be a staircase going down from the top of the deck down 9 feet. So I've got to have my ducks in a row. And this is the number one thing. This is the number one tip-off. If you're wanting to have work done of this nature, and if the guy doesn't want to get a permit, because it's a liability thing, especially if you go to sell the house, and it's just a good practice. It's what professionals do. But I do this because I don't like going around the block to get next door. I've been involved with reputable companies that still their drawings come out, and they have these nice, neat notebooks on the job, and computer-generated footprints and this and that. And you get a kitchen layout, but it doesn't when the meat and potatoes are happening, when the infrastructure stuff is going in, and measurements have to be right on. Things start getting sparse, and you start asking questions, and then the project manager has to come out, and and then a lot of times they don't even know what they're looking at, and so it's really makes it rough. It's why I went my own direction again. The general contractors that I worked for, by and large, had their stuff all in one sock, because there was big money. When I worked for them, there was big money going on, and but even architects make mistakes, but you have to carefully sit down and look at your plans and do your additions and make your deductions and translate this into something that you can build. And on a project as small as this, you still got to do it. You can't fly by the seat of your pants. So anyway, speech over. It's gonna be boring. Probably, I've got axe footage coming, and I may get to it today if I get bored to tears. I've got, for everybody out there that works with their hands and beats the crap out of their hands, one of the companies I worked for, I was a safety officer. And so I just want to cover some tips that have helped me and kept me in good steads for 30 years. And so I'm hoping to get to that pretty soon. Anyway, that's kind of what's up. You got to have a plan. You got to work your plan, and you got to make your customers happy. So anyway, I hope you're having a good day. Just be kind and try to pay it forward. If good things are happening to you, try to make good things happen for others. Over and out.